The goal is for my students to be as successful as possible. I want my students to kick ass, take names, move on, be successful. What's going on, fam? So good to see you today. This video is going to be short and sweet. I'm not going to ramble too much. We're going to talk about rubrics today. And it doesn't matter what university or college you go to, the rubric, it is your checklist to being successful. Every class you have should provide a rubric. Now don't get a rubric confused with the syllabus. Syllabus is different. Every assignment should have a rubric. This rubric should break down specific aspects of the assignment and what each portion of that assignment gets graded on. So you might have something like grammar, you might have something like context, and something like, I don't know, we'll say connection, right? So obviously you need good grammar, you need context, so when you're writing, you're sticking to the story, and we'll say connection, like you're connecting to the audience, right? That's super hypothetical, just stick with me. With those, there should be 3 or 4 tiers within each section explaining what proficient is, what the median is, what poor might be, or however your professor would explain it. Don't have a rubric with me, and I'm not mad about that. But the reason why this is a checklist for success is because it's very transparent. There's no tricks. As a college professor providing you assignments with rubrics, we're not trying to pull the fast one on you, right? The goal is for my students to be as successful as possible. I want my students to kick ass, take names, move on, be successful. If I have students always failing, I'm not necessarily doing my job teaching, right? So these rubrics, they actually help me as the professor, and they're the student's guide to success. When you do your assignment, you read all the instructions, you start your work, complete your work. Before you submit your work, you should do a comparison. Put your assignment next to the rubric. Did you hit every mark? The rubric is going to tell you before it's even graded if you've done well or not. This also allows for accountability. If you get a grade that you don't think was appropriate, it's okay to kindly ask the professor why and reference the rubric. Kindly is the key word. Never assume you know more than the professor, as bad news bears. But it also allows the professor to hold the student accountable, because if you submit your work, you get a grade that you don't feel you deserve, and then you question the professor then can in turn say, look at the rubric, right? So it is your checklist to success. If you're a new upcoming freshman, or you're somewhere in the beginning, midway through your college career, you should be noticing rubrics attached to every assignment. If you notice some assignments that don't have a rubric, ask your professor. They should be providing rubrics. If there are professors out there that are not, maybe you have a justification for that. And that's on you, and that's your class. I'm not telling you how to run it. What I am telling you students is that the rubric, it could help you score really high in your classes. It's double checking. That's all you got to do. Keeping it simple. So rubrics for the win. Hopefully this little short video added some value, especially for those new students that maybe don't know what the hell a rubric is. Anyway, read the rubrics, double check your assignments, and then there won't be any concerns when the end of the semester comes and you're begging for extra credit. So let's avoid that. Rubrics for the win. Later, y'all.